Hey everybody, I'm here with Matt Woodrow with Carolina Coastal Group and Northrop Realty. Thanks, Matt, for being here, and thanks for being a part of the team.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, first question I'd love to ask is, what inspired you to pursue a career in real estate?
Well, I would have to say divine intervention, because I was not looking for real estate as a career. I was a police officer for 15 years, and then happened to meet somebody that is on our team, or was on our team, still works with the firm, on the beach, and that's kind of how it came to be.
Yeah, it's a really cool story, and I met Matt not long after that as well. So what drew you to the coastal area, though, and made you decide to call it home?
I've always loved the ocean, always loved the water, and my wife and I have vacationed here for probably about 10 years, and we made a decision whenever we had our first child, he's 9 now, that we were going to be moved to Oak Island by the time he was going into middle school.
Okay.
And so we beat it by a couple of years left.
Yeah, you made it. Yeah, yep. That's right, because he just turned 10, right?
Just turned 9.
He just turned 9. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, you did beat it by a couple of years.
Yep.
So that's great. What's one thing from your previous career that you maybe unexpectedly have found valuable in real estate?
Just conflict resolution. If anything arises, if there becomes a back and forth between agents, even if it's something as simple as just covering something that come up on an inspection, that conflict resolution, being able to ease their minds and make it work for everybody, I think has just really, really helped other agents like working with me.
Right, right. That's great. So, and it is important to kind of work well with the other agents as well, not just your clients. Absolutely. It's 100%. Those are coworkers.
Takes two to tango.
That's right. That's right. So how do you stay up to date on the market and the trends in real estate?
Well, for one, it's checking the hot sheets every day. You taught me that. It's something that I do religiously every morning. I'm looking at new listings that came on, looking at stuff that's sold, looking at things that have gone pending, so that way I can educate my clients to the best of my abilities. Because if things are selling, they need to know, because I need to build that urgency in them if they don't have it at the time.
Right, because you're watching what's happening.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So how would you say being a part of the team, Carolina Coastal Group, has shaped or had an influence on your approach to real estate?
Yeah, it's nice to be on a team, so that way you have people that you can lean on. Because with being new, it's just something that everybody has something of value to add, and trying to do everything at once doesn't work.
Right.
And so being on a team and being able to have guidance on, hey, try this first and then try this, and being able just to grow in my career, I feel like being on a team has just really, really helped.
Awesome. That's great. Outside of work, what are some ways that you like to enjoy life, or the coastal area, or whatever? What are some things you enjoy?
Obviously I moved here for one big reason, and that's the sand that's out there on the beach.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. The kids love it. My wife loves it. And so that's really, just getting out there is kind of my getaway.
Right.
Once my garage gets done at my house, then I'll be spending some time in there too. But that's another story for another day, with all the headaches that come with that. So.
For sure. So how do you balance the demands of real estate career with your personal commitments and family life and all that?
I'm still struggling with that.
That's how they call it balance. If you think about it, right? You're never in balance without trying to work on it.
It seems like the balance has been like 1 month I do that, and then 1 month I spend with family or something, because the kids have been out of school for the summer, and so it's been a big struggle trying to balance work whenever they're off and I want to spend time with them. And it's easy to get trapped into hey, I can make my own schedule, and so I can just go to the beach today.
Right.
We're right here, so why not?
Exactly.
So it's easy to get lost with that, and so it's a struggle every day for me right now, because coming from the police world where it was very regimented and very scheduled.
Right. Scheduled. You're on.
It's a lot different.
You're not. Yeah. And that's the thing, but that's the biggest thing is, and I think I think everybody will answer that question similar enough, that it is balance, because it's easy to remove yourself enough, but it's easy to put too much in too, right?
Yep.
So you really, it's always a push and a pull, and as long as I think it's something that you're thinking about. It's always working that way. You know, it's a matter of it's never going to be totally in balance, but that's why we're always trying to kind of always keep
definitely
it
not going to be in balance. you get some really lopsided months.
Yeah, you can, but that's good. But to me, that's one of the beauties of real estate, though, is that you can. When you've got a lopsided one way, because that's important. As long as you know to bring it back, that you can definitely do that.
Yeah.
So could you describe maybe a time when you faced a challenge in real estate and overcame it with the team or companies around you support?
I haven't had too many challenges right now that I haven't really been able to overcome myself. I don't feel like. I think the biggest thing is overcoming the self-doubt.
Right.
Of not thinking that you're going to be able to get this $850,000 listing or this $1 million listing whenever, even though it's literally sitting in your lap. And so I have to come to you a lot and just say hey, tell me just one more thing that I could do to win them over, or to, like we were just talking about the one yesterday that got signed, and it was just one of those things that I had that self-doubt of I didn't want to be too pushy. And so that was kind of a struggle for me to overcome, be easy to get along with, but still give them that urgency. And you were able to guide me on how to get it to them, and it worked.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a matter of there's not always the one thing you're facing, but it's that's what I've enjoyed about the team, and I've always had a mentor or two where I can go to somebody and ask how they would deal with the situation, because it's just sometimes just being able to talk through something lets the right situation come out. So how do you incorporate your passion for the coastal lifestyle in your interactions with clients?
Just making sure that I'm the most educated on the island, for the island. I mean, because that's where I do a lot of my business is here. And so being able to be that resource for everything, from the very beginning to even after stuff closes, and being able to give them guidance on places to eat, things to do, places to see, or whatever it is. I really try to just become the local expert as best as I can for this area, so that way I can help them the most.
Yeah. So do you have maybe a fun fact that maybe not everybody knows about your local community or the coast in general?
I mean, not everybody knows about the walkovers here on the island.
That's true. Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got 3 just here on the east end, and it's 9th, 20th, and 31st, which are fantastic, because if you get a client looking in a certain area, they may be extremely close to this walkover and not even realize it, and they're not having to pay the premium of being on a South Street or something like that. And so I think that's kind of a hidden gem of Oak Island, is you do have those walkovers to get over quick. And not everybody's using them, so they're usually nice and peaceful, great sunsets to watch from them. I mean, it's a really awesome little spot that's kind of hidden. Yeah, there's a lot of hidden gems of just natural areas or nature walks that you can take on the island. And the walkovers are great, and I encourage everybody who's here looking to try all of them. Yeah, there's something different about each of them. And even the kayak launch at 31st. I mean, there's a lot of fun to be had out there. So, if you could sum up your experience in real estate and coastal living in one word, what would that be and why? Challenging. Yeah. It's I left. We bought our place in 2020 and decided to move close to the middle to the end of last year. And so with that came leaving family behind, leaving a career behind of 15 years, and not knowing what the future was going to hold. Yeah. And I met Zach, and then we met and decided to jump into real estate with both feet. Yeah, absolutely. And it was challenging, to get started. It's still challenging. I mean, I've been blessed that there's been a lot of success early on, but it still is one of those things that you have to work at, and nobody's just going to hand it to you. Right. And so it's been a fun challenge, but yeah, definitely challenging. Yeah, that's a good word. That's accurate. So yeah, absolutely. Well, this is Matt Woodrow with Carolina Coastal Group. So excellent realtor. You guys should give him a shout. But thanks for coming and talking to me. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. Yeah.